10. Take it away.
Good afternoon. The Metropolitan Short-Term Rental Board of Appeals is now in session for the regularly scheduled meeting of February 22nd, 2023. I am Bonnell McBroom III. I'm the Short-Term Rental Property Chief at Metro Codes. I will be presenting the cases to the board today for review in today's public hearing. At this time, I would ask everyone to either turn off their cell phones or put them on silence as to not disrupt today's meeting. For the procedure will be for staff to introduce the case record. At the conclusion of our presentation, the appellant will present their case to the board along with any person in support. If there is opposition to the case, the board will then hear from those parties. After the opposition has presented their testimony, the appellant will have a period for rebuttal. The board, in their rules, provides that the appellant in cases without opposition, 5 minutes to present their case. In contested cases, the board provide 10 minutes for each side to present their testimony. Should the appellant wish to provide rebuttal testimony, the appellant should reserve some of their allotted 10 minutes for the rebuttal. The Metro Code requires that these proceedings be taped, and therefore it is imperative that anyone addressing the board come forward, speak into the microphone, identify yourself, and then make your presentation. It should be noted that if it is found that anyone has presented false or misleading testimony to the board that would have affected the board's decision, any approval may be revoked at a later date by means of show cause hearing. The board will go through the cases set for public hearing today. After both sides of the case presentations are made, the board will discuss and vote on the case. The board is vested with the power to act on the cases before us under the provisions as outlined in section 6.28.035 of the Metropolitan Code. The code requires 4 members of the 7-member board to be present to constitute a quorum. The board rules require a majority vote in the affirmative of the members present to grant appellant's application. In the event that the majority vote is not achieved, the case will remain on the board's agenda for the next regularly scheduled public hearing. Applications that fail to receive a majority affirmative vote at the next regularly scheduled public hearing shall be deemed denied by operation of law. The appellant or any aggrieved property owner may request a rehearing within 60 days of the public hearing. Further, the appellant or any aggrieved property owner may also appeal the board's decision to Chancery Court within that same 60-day period. After that time has elapsed, the board's decision becomes final and no further action can be taken. If you are an appellant and your case is granted, it will be necessary for you to obtain the permit for which you have applied. It should be noted that the permit must be obtained within 2 years of the board approval to remain valid. I submit that all cases have been filed in proper order. All appellants have been notified by certified mail as required by the code. All affected property owners have been notified, and the legal notification sign requirements have been met as required by the code. Chairman Caputo, if you would, we have 2 items on the docket, the first 2 items, which we're going to need to defer.
And these items are an ethics training, and what was the second item? Just to fill everyone else in. Okay, an executive session and an ethics session. And just to let everyone know, we're going to defer those until next month so that everyone can join in the fun. Great. So I'll make a motion to defer those 2 agenda items. Do I hear a second? Show of hands. Very good. We will defer those items to the March meeting.
And Chairman Caputo, the appellants have not shown at this time, and we've received no word from them.
And do I understand correctly that Metro attempted to reach out to them yesterday and didn't get a response?
That's correct.
Okay. Okay. Well, I think we'll give it a couple more minutes and then call the meeting.
I'll go ahead and read this into the record. The short-term rental board rules of procedure number 4B. In the case where an appellant fails to appear before the board, the case will be deferred one meeting. When you decide that you would like to call the meeting, you'll just make a vote on that, and then we'll conclude. It is deferred by rule, but just to be clean is probably a good idea.
Well, folks, the time is 1:15, and we have not seen the appellants yet. So despite the fact that it is set out in the rules, let's have a motion to defer their case for one meeting.
I'll move a one-meeting deferral of cases 54 and 55, is
Yep.
that correct?
Yep, it's the same appellant for two cases. So that's a second. Okay. Show of hands. Okay. So their cases, these two cases from the same appellant will be moved to the next meeting. And shall we, do we need a motion to close the meeting?
Move to adjourn.
Okay, second. All right. Thanks, everybody. See you next month.
This has been a service of the Metro Nashville Network. If you would like to see this presentation again, or for more information on this and other programs, visit nashville.gov.